Yeah, welcome everyone to the first ever webinar for UK Homes Network. I'm Chris, and this is my brother David, who's also the co-founder of UK Homes Network.
Hi, everyone.
Essentially, what we're going to do with this session, we're going to keep it nice down to sort of 30 minutes. And what we want to do is kind of explain to you what our vision is for UK Homes Network, where it all came from, and outline what kind of the benefits are you being part of the network, and what sort of opportunities are available. So can see the chat filling up. That's brilliant. So we've got Manchester represented, Warwickshire, Solihull, Essex, Berkshire. Great stuff. So in terms of the way the session will work, as I say, it's going to be 30 minutes. What I'd ask is if you've got any questions, please don't leave them to the end. Get them in the chat as soon as you think of the questions. If we can answer it there and then, we'll do so. Or what we'll do is we'll do a bit of a Q&A session towards the end. As I say, it's only going to take about 30 minutes. And we'll run through all the sort of areas of the platform and how it all works. David's obviously going to sort of share his expertise and sort of the different areas of the platform as well. Yeah, hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. So what is UK Homes Network? Where's it all come about? Essentially, what we're trying to do is we're trying to unite the property industry. If you speak to a planner, if you speak to an architect, if you speak to a house builder, if you speak to a property investor, we're all very, very clear on what the issues are within the industry. And unfortunately, we're quite spread out as an industry. So there's lots of little Facebook groups. There's lots of, ongoing conversations in sort of private groups, on WhatsApp groups. And there's no real collective voice for our industry to voice these issues and actually talk about, when we talk about the 300,000 houses that need to be built every year, it would be really nice if we had a space or a platform where we could have those ongoing discussions, talk about strategy, but also invite policymakers into a platform where they can actually see what you guys are experiencing daily on the ground. And that's what we want to do, is we want to create a collective voice for the industry so that we can affect real change and obviously move a lot closer to that sort of 300,000 target. But also, in terms of networking, it's an essential part of everyone's business in terms of getting out there and speaking to other people in the industry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, before I introduce David and talk a little bit about myself and what's led us to here, I just kind of want to open the floor up, and I'll do a little poll and see how many of you consider networking to be an essential tool as part of your business. So if you could let us know whether it's absolutely essential to your business, you try as much as you can, or you only do it sort of sporadically sometimes, or not really. That'd be really, really helpful. Great. So a lot of you are actually saying that it's an essential part of your business. Great. So in terms of who I am and what's brought us here to UK Homes Network. If you don't know, just now, my name's Chris. I've spent 12 years in the property industry, and I've sort of had many different roles. A few of you on the webinar will know me from sort of previous experience. Many of those years worked as an estate agent, helping developers, investors with acquisition strategies, and then retrained a number of years ago in marketing, which basically led me back into property, where I've worked for a number of house builders, also worked for property finance and property solutions, property software solutions for the industry, which has kind of led me to this point, is how we can encourage networking or better conversations to happen within the industry. And in November, myself and David set up UK Homes Network to try and tackle some of the issues that we're facing. So you've probably heard me drone on for quite a bit. I'm going to hand you over to David, who's going to sort of introduce himself and talk about sort of his journey through property.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the segue, Chris. I'm David, so I'm the other co-founder of UK Homes Network. My background has pretty much always been in property, primarily in estate agency. So I've worked with various types of businesses, from family-run smaller estate agencies to larger firms across both the West Midlands and nationally. The longest period of my career was working within hybrid models of estate agency, leading on their customer experience teams, primarily dealing with complaints, which, fully enough, was a great opportunity to really sort of cut my teeth in the industry. You get to see you get to understand a lot about sort of various different issues, sort of the nuances of property transactions, and both the good and bad of sort of the home buying journey. But what I saw sort of across that experience was that the industry is full of really highly skilled and knowledgeable people. And the best way that we can deliver a great service for sort of the end user, the home buyers, the people who are selling houses to or building houses for, is to transfer those skills and knowledge, which is where sort of my passion for UK Homes Network came from, and providing a platform that can sort of allow those transfer of skills and to talk about these key sort of industry issues. So that's me.
Great, thanks, David. Yeah, so that's a little bit of context around who we are and what's led us to this point. Now we're going to sort of dive into what UK Homes Network is. If you're not already a member, there'll be an opportunity to sign up at the end. There's a QR code that will take you straight to the app to create an account. And yeah, in terms of UK Homes Network, essentially what it is a mobile app or a web-based platform where you can network more effectively within the industry, share news, content, information, all that kind of stuff. And basically, following on from the poll, I just wanted to touch on why networking is so important. So 88% of professionals consider networking to be consider it to be crucial in furthering their careers. 82% participated in networking at least once per month, and 1 in 4 people does not engage in networking. So it kind of gives you sort of an idea of why we think that this is really going to help us sort of accelerate the industry a lot better. And in terms of UK Homes Network, it is, as I say, a platform where conversations can thrive, content can be shared, but also what we'll get into in a little bit more detail is how deals can be struck. So whether you're looking to share your requirements with land agents, or whether you're looking for additional parts of a portfolio to add to your portfolio, or even to sell off parts of your portfolio. But in terms of UK Homes Network, why is it sort of different to the Facebook groups that we see out there? You know, the sort of LinkedIn groups. And I think the most important reason is that we're inclusive of everyone within the property industry, but it is strictly only for the property industry. So you'll only ever see content within the UK Homes Network that is around property conversations and what's happening within the industry. But also what we've done as a platform is we've eradicated any sort of algorithms that interfere with, you know, the kind of messaging that you're trying to put out. So if you're trying to promote your personal brand and talk about all the successes that you're having, it's very much dependent on other social media platforms, whether how well you've subscribed to their algorithm. And that can mean that, you know, when you're posting, barely anyone sees all the great messaging that you're putting out there. But also it means that it basically means that once you get carried away by the algorithm, and if people are seeing your content, your posts, a lot of people, particularly on LinkedIn, tend to get bombarded with spam messages or AI bots, basically, trying to sell services that are not connected with the industry. And it can be quite frustrating, obviously, when you're trying to put your name out there and trying to work on a personal brand. There's a lot of people on TikTok at the minute that are saying if you're posting every day on social media apps, then you should encourage more business. But that's really dependent on whether the algorithm picks up what it is that you're putting out. So with UK Homes Network, as I say, there is no algorithms, there is no spam, because the membership is verified, and we make sure that people are who they say they are when they come into the network, so that there's a whole wealth of expertise. Now you've had the kind of timeshare sales pitch. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen for the app, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. So just bear with me 2 seconds. Can everyone see that? Have you got that?
Yeah, on my screen.
Great. Cool. Brilliant. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, so in terms of the app, this is what it looks like. So you'll be able to come in. This is the main portal, the main menu. You probably heard enough from my voice. So David, did you want to sort of take over this little bit, and we can sort of do a feature each if you like?
Yeah, of course. So the portal is your main navigation tool. Essentially, you'll find the key areas of the app within the portal, and you can use it to easily navigate to where you want to go. It's one of the first things you're going to see when you load up UK Homes Network, and it's easily accessible by just clicking the home icon in the left-hand corner. So if we want to go to the network first, Chris, and then if you want to jump on for this one.
Yeah, so the network is kind of the main group that everyone comes into. This is where you can sort of adopt it as part of your usual social media strategy. And as I say, the whole element of it is to try and unite the property industry. So when you're posting in here, it's not a case of a popularity contest of how many connections you've got or how well you've curated your content. Essentially, if you want to post into the network, everyone, all our members will be able to see that. And you can see that various members have already, since our launch, started sharing good news stories. They've started promoting their brands, talking about their business. We've got Andy on the call, who's done some amazing drone footage, which he's shared into the network. We've got, various development companies that are sharing their requirements, that kind of thing. So in case you're sort of wondering, this is where you can use social media, but actually drive quantifiable results from it, because you know that everyone within the network is going to see what you're posting out. And you can sort of keep up to scratch with what's going into the network on a sort of daily basis. We'll get into the groups and sort of locals in a second, but the other thing to add is that if you want a bit more of a tailored feed, we've also got my feed, which will condense all the information, all the groups you've signed up to, into one feed, so that you can keep up to date with what's happening within the app on a regular basis. Cool. So David, do you want to take the next bit?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind sending me a direct message, then perfect. There we go. So we've got a direct messaging function within UK Homes Network, which is really going to be sort of the heartbeat of your networking experience within it, because it allows you to communicate directly with members. But that's solely on sort of your choice of who you speak to. It's about sort of you connecting with the right people and being able to communicate directly with the audience that you want to. So in order to access direct messaging or to direct message someone, you have to connect with them via their profile, which you can search for, and then they would approve the follow or sort of the connection request. And then that will allow you to speak directly and communicate with them. Like I say, I think it's a fantastic tool to be able to take sort of conversations that you might see within the network, interesting sort of thought leaders that are discussing things that matter to you, and then take those offline to find out more, or discuss whatever's important to you on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah, so one of the things we're going to go into now is land match and house match, and you know, when people are sharing deals, obviously the direct message tool is essential to be able to sort of get to the specifics of what the deal is without sort of, you know, showing everyone that you're interested in that deal. So we've got opportunities, and this is where we want to sort of foster a more collaboration around deals. So whether it's you're looking for joint ventures, you've got a piece of land or a property to sell, or it's generally that you're wanting to share your requirements with the right people that might be able to provide you with a site that's viable. So the first one to probably mention is land match, and this is a place where you can basically share any sort of off-market deals that you've got. If you're a developer or you're working with developers and you want to sort of share their requirements, so you can tell them exactly, or tell land agents exactly what it is that you're after. It's a great space to do that. But generally what we're trying to do is sort of foster that relationship of collaboration. So what we say is once you come into the network, you want to sort of let everyone know what your requirements are straight away. And then the existing members can reach out to you and obviously let you know what they have available. And likewise, if you've got sites that you're looking to sell, then this is a great space to do it. Someone asked me what is the main motivation for selling or sharing deals within land match, and we've sort of previously had experience with this in the sense that when we spoke to land agents, the most land agents will work with is sort of 10 to 15 developers, and they're their core developers. And if they've got a site which is a really good opportunity, but those developers are not in a position to buy that site for whatever reason, agents then have an issue where they have to stick it on to Rightmove or Zoopla, which unfortunately tends to get bombarded with inquiries that are not necessarily viable. So it can take the land agent quite a long time to deal with those. And those land agents were looking for a space where they could share deals directly with developers, but not necessarily have to put it onto Rightmove. And land match is a great example of that. Also, you know, in terms of developers sharing their requirements, it means that there's a space where they can basically post their requirements directly to the land agents and know that those guys in there are going to be able to provide them with something. We've got a number of partnerships currently with land providers that can obviously interact with those requirements as well. And then next up, we've also got house match. So this is a space where if you've got parts of a portfolio you're looking to sell off, if you're an agent and you're looking to sell really good investment opportunities, then buy-to-let investors can obviously pick that up in here. And as you can see, AK is one of our content partners. They run a fantastic YouTube channel, and he's actually shared a deal in there with 8 buy-to-lets in Grimsby. But likewise, if you're looking for a property investment, say in the West Midlands, or you're looking for it down south, then let people know, because obviously that's a great way to sort of foster relationships and people can move forward on that. We've also got our partners section. So as a business, if you're looking to advertise yourself to our members, you become an industry partner, and we can obviously list your website within the app, and you can see that. And hopefully you can, it means you can drive more traffic to your website from our members as a trusted industry partner. And then finally, we've got commercial, which is a space where there's a lot of crossover between residential and commercial. And as we are more mainly residential focused, in commercial, you'll be able to share deals that potentially are that have that opportunity to be converted, whether that's under Class MA or sort of other, you know, permitted development rights. Just found out the other day actually that Class MA has now the caveat on that 150,000 square foot has now changed. So there's no limit on the size that you can build up to or convert under Class MA permitted development rights. So fantastic opportunity to try and hit those house building targets. David, did you want to get into locals?
Yes, I do. This is actually one of my favorite areas of UK homes network. Essentially, locals is an area that splits groups down into specific regions. The reason that we've done this is because the UK has sort of various different markets. It has various different sort of industry challenges. So we wanted to give people a space where they could talk about their specific local issues. They could communicate and network with experts on their local region, and sort of drive conversation specifically around the area that's important to them. So you can join any of the groups that we've got from sort of southeastern London, Yorkshire and Humber, West Midlands, and then the conversation revolves around your local area, and the issues that are important within that region.
Great. Thanks, David. Mohammed's just asked a question, so I'm gonna head it off straight away. Great session, great platform. I'm a real estate debt broker. Is this A, available to brokers, and B, something that could be of interest to your wider audience? Yeah, absolutely. So what, as I said, Mohammed, we're trying to unite the whole property industry, and any sort of educational content you can put out there, or information that you think needs to be discussed, then certainly that's what we're trying to do. Obviously, your skills and expertise would be more than welcome within the platform. So that's locals. As I say, if you're specific to a region, and don't necessarily venture out more broadly, then locals is probably the place for you. Now, I've got Alison on the call, so I am going to get straight into the Health and Wellbeing Centre before we move on to media, because this is something that I've worked with Alison and Chris since the beginning, and they've been huge supporters of what we're trying to achieve with the platform. Now, health and wellbeing section. How did this come about, and what is it about? So myself, Alison, and Chris, the two health and wellbeing experts that we've got in the platform, actually have got a webinar coming up. I believe it's on the 18th of April. So we'll put out more details closer to the time around that. But it's under a Cambridge University study, it was estimated that 1 in 3, 1 in 4, I believe, property industry professionals have reported to having a mental health issue, and I can actually vouch for that, because I've suffered with mental health issues over the years, and one of the things that's really helped me sort of progress in life, or try and overcome those hurdles, is being surrounded by positive content that allows me to sort of reframe the way that I'm thinking, and know that there are sources out there that are available to help. So what we wanted to do was create a space where Alison, who is a qualified hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, and also Chris, who's a business coach and health and well-being mentor, are daily posting content out into this group to offer support and wider conversations around health and well-being. Because as an industry, obviously it's something that we can address. It's perceived by our friends as quite a glamorous industry, but they don't necessarily see the other side of it, whether it's the evictions, the repossessions we're going out to, the sort of horrible sights that we see on a daily basis that can really sort of build up, not to mention the sort of stress levels that we receive. So once you come into the UK Homes Network, I would advise you to go to the health and wellbeing section, because Alison and Chris are putting out some great advice and some great content in there. We also are going to be setting up a button within the health and wellbeing group, which will offer you a free consultation with either Alison or Chris for half an hour, where you can get some expert advice and talk to them about how maybe it is that you're feeling. And of course, that'll be a sort of an anonymous feature, so that you can request that time with them. So yeah, please do check out the health and wellbeing section. David, do you want to go into the media centre?
Certainly do, yeah. So the media center is the hub for the most of the sort of fixed content that lives within UK Homes Network. So you can use it to access things like video content from some of our partners, articles. You can use it to access podcasts, and also you can see events within there as well. So those will be published from ourselves at UK Homes Network, but also some key content partners as well, including this webinar, which will also be uploaded into the media centre of UK Homes Network.
Great. Thanks, David. Yeah, so once the webinar's done, if we didn't say that already, the recording will be available in the media centre within a couple of hours. So if you didn't get a chance to complete the webinar, or you want to come back and sort of reference some of the points that we made, then please do check that out. So yeah, that's UK Homes Network, and as I say, we're all about sort of fostering collaboration across the industry. It's a great place for you to check out deals, and it's also a place to promote your personal brand or whatever it is that you're working on. If you want to sign up to UK Homes Network, I'll just get the old slide deck back out. So just bear with me 2 seconds. Just to put out another request, guys, if you have got any questions for us or wanted us to delve deeper into anything else within the platform, then please do let us know.
Conscious that we are reaching the half an hour mark, so if anybody would like to, then we're more than happy to do sort of one-to-one chats as well, to talk through specific parts of the platform.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, David. So yeah, if you want to sign up for UK Homes, become a member, then you can do that either via the App Store by just searching UK Homes Network, and it will be the first app that comes up. And if you also want to sign up via the website, you can go to ukhomesnetwork.com / sign up, and that's on there on the top right hand corner of the homepage. Has anyone got any questions for us? I think okay, so Andy's put, what are your expectations for the network? Great question. So yeah, in terms of what we've got planned over the next sort of 3 months, we've got a number of huge marketing campaigns that are going out there. We're working specifically with a marketing agency to ensure that we grow our membership as quickly as possible, so that there's more networking opportunities for you. We also do have some features coming down the line, which will be of interest that we're going to add to the app. We've struck up a number of strategic partners that are that will also be incorporating some additional tools within there, on the finance side, on the planning side, that kind of thing. So yeah, we've also got some partnerships coming down the road as well, where we'll be able to share more deals into opportunities, so there'll be more land that's available, more houses available. But in terms of the network size, we're looking to grow it within the next 6 months to 1,000 members, and then from that point on, we'll look to grow it even further, potentially 10,000, but within the next 18 months. So that's kind of where we're looking at, and based on the sort of current rate of growth, we're currently on target for that. So really looking forward to seeing more members. Jess has just put a question in. I need to run, but that was really interesting. Thank you. Have you considered adding a jobs or careers area? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the updates that's coming down the track. But for the moment, if you do have any sort of jobs or career opportunities that you'd like to share, then you can certainly do it from in the network, where everyone will see that. If we get enough people posting around jobs and career opportunities, then we'll definitely create a separate platform for that, or not a separate platform, but a separate tool within the app. I think it's important to say that the one thing that we didn't want to do is advertise from a recruitment perspective too early on, so that we weren't encouraging recruitment agents to come into the network, particularly as we want to just keep the content solely focused around the property industry. But as I say, if you do have opportunities available within your business, then please do post them into the network, and we'll hopefully help you try and get some good quality responses from that. David, was there anything you wanted to add? Obviously, we've hit the half-an-hour mark.
No, I was just going. The only thing I was going to mention was that in terms of the growing membership, you did mention it right at the start, but for anybody that missed it, one of the key things as part of the marketing campaign is that both myself and Chris are going to be attending both UK Refund, the property investor show, over the next couple of months, to get out there and talk to people about UK Homes Network and what it can offer. That's one of the most two of our main priorities is content for existing members and growing the network.
Absolutely. Well, in the danger of droning on too long and obviously making this taking up too much of your lunch break, we're going to end the call there, end the webinar there. But I just want to thank everyone for attending, and a lot of you guys have really supported us from before our launch, and that means a lot to myself and my brother. We'll obviously look to grow the network as quickly as possible. If you want to sign up, as I say, please do go to ukhomesnetwork.com, and please do keep an eye out on our channels for more updates coming from us. Just important to say, I do have another webinar coming up with Andy, who is a marketing specialist for property developers for new homes. And he's also a drone pilot, so that's we're going to delve into some really interesting conversations there. If you want to sign up for that, we will be putting a link out shortly, so keep an eye out for that one. We've also got a health and wellbeing webinar coming up, and then we've also got a webinar on demolition, which is going to be really cool. So if you like blowing things up or wrecking balls, it's not an area that we tend to talk about too much within sort of property development. So we've got Mark Jack, who is going to come on and talk to us all about that. So yeah, thanks guys. David, I'll let you hand it out.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. And like Chris said, if you are interested in signing up, you can find us at UK Homes Network on either the iOS App Store or Google Play. And if you want to find out any more at all, please do reach out to us on socials, on LinkedIn, or support at UK Homes Network, ukhomesnetwork.com, and we'd be more than happy to talk you through more about the platform.
Great. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.